Cadillac Opulent Velocity Concept First Look. Is this the Celestiq V? Autonomous, comfy, and coddling when you're in no rush, brutal speed with you in control when the mood strikes. This latest Cadillac design study bears the name Opulent Velocity, which sounds like a 21st century restatement of legendary GM design chief Bill Mitchell's brief for the original Buick Riviera, cross a Rolls-Royce with a Ferrari. Lead designer for the Cadillac Celestiq Magali Debelis and her team seem to have done just that, but with the Ferrariness outweighing the Rolls-Royciness by a fair bit with the Opulent Velocity concept. Its ultra-low roofline and minimalist rear seat might telegraph a preference for high-speed continent crossing overnight at the opera wafting, but Cadillac design director Brian Nesbitt describes it as an experience-based design study and integration of the technology, luxury, and exhilaration characterized by Cadillac's Halo V series variants and future electrification design expressions. Let's unpack that. High-lux interior. Concessions to comfort and luxury include the two swan doors, which span most of the body side and extend well into the roof. Being hinged along the A-pillars, they open well out of the way for easy step-in with minimal crouching for front and rear seat passengers when entering and exiting the 49.1-inch tall car. Motoring the doors closed brings their armrests into contact with the seats, which, along with the saddle-style center console, also touching the seats, completes the impression of the interior enveloping or hugging its occupants. Everything, the seats, dash, console, appears to float or levitate inside the car, lending an impression of weightlessness. Futuristic luxury finishes and materials include jeweled 3D printed materials, two-toned embroidery with prismatic embellishments, flax fibers encased in silver pearl flakes, and torch painting techniques that lend an ombre shading. What is opulence mode? The center console houses a bejeweled rotary selector offering two distinct modes, opulence and velocity. The first engages a holistic combination of mood lighting, scent, sound, seat massaging, etc. It also enables the ultimate expression of Super Cruise functionality, full autonomy with retracted wheel and pedals, thus delivering the ultimate luxury, time. Time occupants can spend reading, working, relaxing, chatting, or watching content on the giant cross-car screen or playing Pokémon on the full augmented reality head-up windshield. Meanwhile, onboard biometric sensors monitor occupants' well-being and curate ambient conditions to suit their current mood. Cadillac is aiming for luxury that runs deeper than the materials and finishes. What is velocity mode? Choose velocity and the mood turns pure hypercar, presenting the pedals and yoke-style steering wheel and focusing the driver's attention by eliminating all but the bare minimum of information, placing it where it creates the least distraction on the steering wheel or head-up display. Extreme performance is delivered luxuriously, in the Blackwing tradition, elevated with technology like a ghost car presented on the head-up windshield showing its position video game style on the circuit, perhaps along with competitors' cars and positions from live or virtual experiences. Off-circuit, the windshield display can present active info about road or weather conditions, along with suggestions for aero and damping control modifications. Elegance outside. Borrowing from Cadillac's V-Series. Are hybrid race cars, the proportions mostly convey hypercar, but where the design veers sharply from convention is by not cleaving to the mid-combustion engine trope of a windshield that touches down atop the front axle, with practically nothing but a giant air outlet where a long, elegant hood used to go. Dimensionally, the car measures 213.7 inches long, 84.3 inches wide, and 49.1 inch tall on a wheelbase of about 126.4 inches long. For scale, that's almost 30 inches longer, 2.3 inches taller, and about as wide as a Bugatti Tourbillon. It's also 8.1 inches shorter in height, but just 3.5 inches shorter in length than the Celestiq. With no bulky engine at all, the Opulent Velocity concept sneaks an occasional used rear seat into the space where a midships engine would have gone while still maintaining a sleek fastback design. The goal was sculptural yet high-tech beauty, absent any hypercar brutalism. Reinterpreted lighting cues. Cadillac's signature vertical lamps are retained, but they now reside at the leading edge of elaborate air curtain channels in front that look like fluted crystal refracting lights. They're mounted outboard of a body-colored grille shield surrounding an illuminated Cadillac emblem and flanked by illuminated harp strings that tie this design to the current crop of Celestiq-inspired electric Cadillacs. In back, vertical elements again illuminate outboard aerodynamic outlets, while an infinity mirrored tail lamp graphic spans and exaggerates the width of the car. And for added drama and uniqueness, the wheel centers and spoke ends are also illuminated. We suspect they are, or should be, remotely powered using Yang technology wireless power. What powers Opulent Velocity? Little has been revealed about the Opulent velocity study's underpinnings, but it's hard to imagine them veering far from the Celestiq's Ultium base front/rear motor setup, although images showing a flat floor suggest the battery is packaged quite differently. Expect the whole works to be fully capable of leveraging the traction limits of whatever huge tires are available in the future for physics-defying, face-stretching acceleration when switched to velocity mode. How fast it will be is impossible to predict in 2024. Where is tire technology headed in the future? All that's clear is that it will be priced to suit its holistically elevated performance, which we're promised will be on par with today's Rimac Nevera, Pininfarina Battista, and other electric hypercars. How soon and how likely? Don't expect anything resembling this exact Opulent velocity study before the 2030s, but we're cautiously optimistic for its prospects. GM President Mark Roos confirmed to Motor Trend that there is a real platform under this concept, not bar stock and plywood, and Cadillac Chief Engineer Brandon Vivian confirmed that his team is hard at work figuring out how to execute hypercar aerodynamics without resorting to gauche spoilers and wings that would kill the opulence vibe. General Motors has sunk a lot of development cost into the Celestiq, some of the appeal of which lies in low production volumes that do not easily amortize costs. The new Celestiq factory can build 400 cars per year, but demand for such baubles always trails off after a few years. It will fall to the Celestiq convertible and something very like the Opulent Velocity to keep that factory humming well into the future, paying off Cadillac's development bill and delivering shareholder value, even as they continue to revive the brand's standard of the world reputation.